Welcome to the tutorial for Avril Lavigne's Complicated. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button and take a few minutes to check out some of the other videos on this channel. This is a new channel, whereas my other channel contains all of the play-along videos. This channel is going to host all of my own self-created material. I'd like to just mention the ukulele that I'm going to be playing today. It's a little bit different. It's an Ohana CK70-8. It is an 8-string ukulele. And what makes this a little different is that it's in concert scale, and traditionally it would be called a taro patch. A taro patch has 4 courses of 2 strings that are all tuned the same. So when you play it, it sounds a little bit like you're playing 2 ukuleles at once. It has a solid spruce top and a solid mahogany back. While the original key is in F sharp, I've raised the key to the key of G, and there are only 5 chords in the song, and they work out pretty well on ukulele. The first chord is the G chord. You'll put your first finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, your second finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger in between them on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. That's the G chord. Your next chord is the E minor chord. The E minor chord is built with 3 fingers. First finger goes on the 1st string, 2nd fret. Second finger goes on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And the 3rd finger goes on the 3rd string, 4th fret. I always call that the waterfall chord, or it looks like steps. That's the E minor chord. The next chord is the most standard chord in ukulele. It's the C chord. Especially if your ukulele is tuned in C with GCEA tuning, this is the standard chord that most people learn first. 3rd finger goes on the 1st string, 3rd fret. That's the C chord. The next chord is the D chord, and how you play it depends on what works for you. Whatever you do, you're probably going to play strings 4, 3, and 2 on the 2nd fret, and there's a few ways to do that. The books all show putting fingers 1, 2, and 3 on a row on strings 4, 3, and 2. I prefer to put my first finger on the very, very top of the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, put finger 2 on string 4, 2nd fret underneath it, and then the 3rd finger on string 2. That makes a tiny G7-like triangle in 1 fret, if you can see that. And that's how I play D most of the time. Some people will play D with 2 fingers. They cover strings 4 and 3 with 1 finger, and then at an angle, and then they put on the 2nd finger on string 2. And some people will bend their finger and play all the strings, with the exception of the 1st string, with 1 finger with a weird bend on it. The last chord that you need to play on this song is another very simple chord. It's the A minor chord. What you'll do is take your 2nd finger on the 4th string, the string closest to you, put your thumb behind the neck, and play the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. That's A minor. I put detailed strumming patterns into the play-along videos of this song, but for the record, there is no right answer for strumming, so these are only suggestions. Let's take a look at those 3 strumming patterns. The first strumming pattern is going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, and if you were to count it, it would go 1, 2, a 3, and 4. 1, 2, a 3, and 4. And actually a very helpful thing to do would be to actually just take your hand and practice going up and down with that, going 1, 2, a 3, and 4. And you kind of have to have your hand hang there for a second before you come up on the 16th note of it. Let's play that on the G chord. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, a 3, and 4. 1, 2, a 3, and 4. 1, 2, a 3, and 4. The second strumming pattern is all down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, but with some 16th note hitches just like that first strumming pattern. And it's going to like this. 1 and 2, a 3 and 4. A 1 and 2, a 3 and 4, a. So try doing that with your hand, just going up and down with your ukulele. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Or 1 and 2, a 3 and 4, a. Now let's play that on the E minor chord. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2, a 3 and 4. A 1 and 2, a 3 and 4. A 1 and 2, a 3 and 4, a. The final strumming pattern is very much like the second, you just don't play the last of it. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Let's try that on the C chord. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2, a 3 and 4. 1 and 2, a 3 and 4. 1 and 2, a 3 and 4. And finally, while it's not a strumming pattern, there are a number of spots where the music just stops, and I suggest that those moments you just let the ukulele ring. Don't dampen the strings, just let it ring, and then come back in with the next strumming pattern. That should be all that you need to know to be successful on Avril Lavigne's Complicated. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. And as always, remember, ukulele, it's all about you.